Stop owning your challenges like it's yours. Like literally, just understand that there's a light that you carry inside of you. Every single one of us has a light in us, and you literally have to let that light shine. And to do that, you need to challenge yourself. You need to brighten it up. Stop dimming your light. So understand that you carry that light, and you are not, whatever burden you're going through in this season that you are in, it's not for you. It's not even yours to carry. Just let it go and allow God carry it.
Hello and welcome yet to another beautiful and amazing episode. Today I'm so excited because I have the guest that we have is a personal mentor of mine in this creative journey. So this interview I've been looking forward to since what has been following her up.
I know. So honored to be here.
I'll just do the honors. So today we have the amazing, extraordinary Bukky Asehinde. And before I start the introduction, I met Bukky in VWF, and I believe this is one of the orchestrated, should I say, meeting her is an orchestration that God just is at work, especially in this creative journey of mine. So before, let me start our introduction before I go personal. So yeah, Bukky Asehinde is a trailblazing Nigerian entrepreneur, a dedicated wife, a mother, and a powerful advocate for African creative entrepreneurs, affectionately known as our creative Mother Hen. As a founder of Bellafricana, she has built a thriving tech-enabled community for creative across industry. And like I said, she is loaded. She's one that inspires, motivates, mentors for creatives across industries like fashion, arts, beauty, lifestyle, with a vision to make Bellafricana a premier global platform for African products. Isn't that just amazing? She's a strong advocate for women's empowerment and economic growth. Bukky's achievements include being named among Africa's 100 most inspiring female founders in 2023. Can you just, you're listening, just give her a round of applause. Like, she deserves her flowers. As well as one of Nigeria's most, as her influence also extends globally, with Bellafrica recent launch in the UK and a successful pop-up event on Oxford Street in London. She even had another one recently as well this year, which was Tales, which was absolutely beautiful. She is also, additionally, she co-founded Push Relief Project, broadening her impact to social advocacy. Should I say that's a humanitarian? She cut across different boards. And must I also mention, through these initiatives like African Creative Exhibition and Awards, the ACE Awards, Bukky aims to empower almost 100,000 creatives by 2030. 2030, leaving a lasting mark on African creativity, women empowerment, and economic growth. You see, she is amazing. She's one that has inspired me personally to push this creative journey of mine. Bukky, it's such an honor and a privilege to have you here. Thank you so much for honoring this invitation.
That's making me smile. I'm grinning from ear to ear, literally. Thank you. Thank you so much for the honor.
Honestly, it's beautiful. It's just beautiful.
Yeah.
It's
Thank you
just
so much, my darling.
so. Let's just start with this. Like,
Oh,
let me just start. So personally, I know you're a strong woman of faith. One, like, it cut across with your personality, the way you even deal with people. Basically, when you see Bukky, it's all about love. Like, I don't think you can meet her and just be frowning. From just looking at her, just look at that beautiful smile of hers.
oh,
Just
please stop making me blush.
like, she's all about love. She's one person that would do anything to make sure that she supports African, especially African initiatives, women. She is she'll go all out when it comes to support. If you're looking for someone to support and to
I
push
got you.
you to the best of your abilities, she's the one to call. So like, how has the journey been for you in terms of your faith? How has it played a big role in Bellafricana and everything that you do?
Thank you so much, Aji. I call you my darling, but for this sake, I will keep it as Aji. Okay, but I'll still slide it in between. Thank you again for having me. I'm so, so honored, and I'm grateful to for this opportunity to even be able to share. So shout out to everyone that's tuned in right now. She has done all the introduction. I don't even need to say anymore. So thank you so much. How does my faith play? It's a big role. Like I honestly actually like to call Bellafricana a ministry. I call it a destiny business. And for me, I'm very big about having a heart of service. You can't
Mhm.
even build a community
Mhm.
business without having a heart of service
That's true.
and also service to God. And for me, it kind of shines in everything that we do at Bella Africana, from the experience of having a member join us to, wanting people to just feel loved because,
Mhm.
God is love and everything. So for me, it's God first. In fact, my birthing this business was all God. So you can imagine what I would do without having God. I
Wow.
would definitely not be able to do anything. So for everything that I do, I definitely give God all the glory for how far we have come and to think we're not even there yet, but obviously we're not where we started from. So it plays a huge role. It's the first number one role for
Mhm.
everything we do. And I'm just grateful to God for even giving me this idea to run with in the first place. So yeah.
Like, when you said like everything you do, it's because especially when you mentioned like building a community, it's like you can't even build a community without the inception of God's grace and love. And being even like in your space, I can tell your heart of service. It's something that comes across with everything you're doing. It's your personality and the way you exude it with so much grace, humility, and excellence, to be honest. That's where I would start from. So
Thank
yay. So let's
you.
say, well, you know, I'll start with founding Bell Africana in general. Like, how has that been like? Because you mentioned like the community and everything God has been in play, where you started from, that you have not been, when you think of where you were and where you are now, even though the vision is bigger and there's so much to do, but like looking at the journey so far from the inception, how has it been like? The challenge, like, how has that been like for you?
It's been I've gone through many seasons growing Bell African. I mean, officially, I say over 8 years, but non-officially, to be honest, I've been building Bell African for the past 10 years, if we want to really add the numbers. But I've gone through different seasons of life growing this business. And like I always say, a business owner, your personal life, everything really influences your business life and your entrepreneurial life. And for me, with building Bella Africana, one thing has remained consistent, which is the imagination that I have for Bella Africana is so huge and that really chases after me. So even when I go through down seasons where I'm just like, I can't be bothered with this business, too much work. What am I even doing? Is it even giving me money now? If not because the vision that I carry for this particular business and the foresight that I have for it is so strong. I could have just stopped running Bellafricana a long time ago. But the imagination is so big to build, a marketplace, a global marketplace for creative entrepreneurs in, fashion, beauty, lifestyle, food, and the likes. And it's been exciting, to be honest. One of the strongest things that also keeps me going is seeing the impact that Bellafricana is having in the lives of many creative entrepreneurs. Watching them start in their baby businesses and seeing them grow, that in itself just, chases me after me. I'm like, get up from there. What do you think you're doing? I can't even begin to mention how much impact this is. And that's why I also remind myself that this is not just any business. This is a destiny business. This is
Mhm.
impact lives. And so tying that impact really excites me on the journey. Together with my team, together with my support system. You haven't asked me all that question yet, but
Don't
I'm sure
worry,
we'll get
I'm
there.
getting there.
So,
I'm getting there. Like, see, you see,
yeah.
honestly, like, because one thing I was going to get to, like, it is that because when you were talking about like Bellafricana and where you started from and the challenges and the seasons and seeing the impact that it has right now, it's like it's just I feel one thing is how God is just tallying everything. So that's why when you were talking about your team and the people or the your community that has surrounded you, how that has been, because that's where I'm going to the next thing. Because to start something like Bell Africana, even though like the vision is big and the impact that it's making, putting African products out there, and just because African products are beautiful and it's the creativity behind it, just inspiring people. Because sometimes someone like me, when I came to you, let me start with like when I came to you and just explained this is the idea I had, I came with a mindset of this is just something I'm thinking. It's not anything massive. I just maybe if I sell it this, you were like, have you calculated profit margin and everything? And it's just the way you just inspire us that are beginning. It's it's remarkable. So let's go to the inception when you started. How
Mhm.
how did you start? Like where did it start from? Let me say, what was the motivation? Like what gave you the big picture, or what was the triggering force that actually saying, you know what, I want to make sure that there is a platform for the African creatives to be able to showcase their work. What was that? What was that ginger? What was that inspiration? Or just like Abraham, what
I
was
like
that
that
vision?
word, Ginger. I actually like that word, Ginger. Okay, it's a long story, and as you know, I can talk for African, but I'll try to keep it short. The so Bellafricana started many years ago when I studied in the UK. So I studied in the UK, did college, did uni, and you know when you're outside of your home, you kind of start to yearn for a piece of home. So being in the UK, away from home, I always wanted our food items. Let me not start listing them. Baba Dudu, agbalumo,
Uh,
noodles, all things.
yeah.
So our fashion pieces, I wanted to connect to home, and I didn't really have platforms to be able to shop. It was my mom that used to help me bring it in her suitcase when she's coming back then. And so when I moved back after like uni and I had to go back and do NYC and the likes, so I already carried that dream. That seed was already somewhere at the back of my mind, thinking of the possibility of having a platform that could bridge the gap between creative people, people who actually make amazing products, and customers globally. And so when I moved back and I started to meet creative people, I'm like, so if you exist, how is it that we don't know? And how can people worldwide be able to connect with you? And for me, that seed was how it started. But then moving back, it was just still at the back of my mind until I met this amazing human who was my boyfriend at the time and now my husband. My story, I can't tell my story without my husband, shout out to Bukky Asehinde, my king,
Oh.
my better whole. And I would never forget one of the first things he had told me, and he said, I hope you know that you don't need to have a product to sell a product.
Hmm.
And I was like, say it again, say it again, say it again. And it got me thinking because back then I was thinking, oh, I need a lot of capital. I need to be able to do this. I need to be able to maybe have all these products myself. And I didn't realize that I didn't really need all that to be able to
Hmm.
just be that middle person that
Mhm.
bridged. And so having that one person, the illustration, the practical I always say about this is like, I was at that time I was a pot of, meat on the pot, on like cooking,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
there was no fire. And my husband now was the fire that was lit, that basically let that idea cook, and he led to me birthing Bellafricana. And it's been a long time coming. As they say, the rest is but we're right here, right now, 8 years plus. And so just to add to what I've also said, I also then started to get exposed to creative entrepreneurs. I started to go for a lot of events back in Nigeria. So many things that has happened and evolved Nigeria also. When I was back at home, things like there was a year where Made in Nigeria rice came, when the dollar started to go up and people started to appreciate things that were made locally. And all that rise, Bellafricana was there in the ecosystem. And so we took up the opportunity to start to develop and make people understand that excellence is birthed here in Nigeria, and products are being made that can go global and compete with any products around the world. And so what Bellafricana then decided is, instead of just building an e-commerce platform, let us start by enabling the community. Because I'm sure you can relate when I say that creative entrepreneurs don't necessarily want to do the business side, if not because
Mhm.
they probably would just be creating and creating and
Yeah.
creating,
Hmm.
and no money will be coming in. So,
I
and
got that.
so what we decided to do was make Bellafricana home for creative entrepreneurs. Don't do this business alone. Be a part of a community that loves you, that will hold your hands, that will give you access to business support, access to mentors that will help you on your journey, and then eventually access to markets. And that's what led to Bellafricana. Yeah.
Just, I was just trying to take in everything you said in terms of like, first when you started with how your husband inspired you that you don't need to have a product to make a product. Like that was just amazing. The way you even said it, that just was mind blowing. Another thing that you said about the community of Bellafricana is the fact that, having a community, because I feel having a community that can hold your hand, especially when the trials of life come in, maybe the business might not be making as much money, and just having that to first, it just resonated back to what you said, the heart of service. And I'm like, because for someone to think beyond themselves, to think, I'm not just looking at myself or what I have to gain from it, because I know from the inception, it was not like you had something that you were gaining. No, it's like just ensuring from the desire when you were here to study, just making these African products known to people to compete with any market because it's absolutely beautiful and excellence is what we produce. It's just amazing because I'm just even more inspired talking to you and learning about your journey and how you even began and the fact that the selflessness in the journey to make others shine. Let me put it that way. I think that's the same, and I could just make other people shine in the creative work that they do, because that's a market still that needs to be even much more like explored even more, because as much as okay, the African community is now like Bell African is pushing, there's still more work. And I'm like, it's just gonna be from glory to glory.
Amen.
It's
Amen.
just gonna be from glory to glory. So
Amen.
now, like you see, from how you encourage African creatives to embrace their culture, like when you were talking, because this is African products, and the fact that the African heritage needs to be embraced and showcased is what Abel Africana is all about, like you mentioned. How, let's start with the Mother Hen initiative. And before I go to the next one, it's like, because that's where I fall in firstly. Like when I first, let me start with the journey. Like when I first saw you post that this was the initiative that was happening, I was like, I can't miss this because I see the amazing work that you did. I said, no, 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 no. Me that it started so small. I need to be able to be part of this so I can be mentored. How did like because this is not like a platform where you're literally investing your time in ensuring that us the young ones are coming up and shining forth. You even have one-on-one session with us. So tell us, like, how did that start?
Okay, so I always say that my journey so far with Bellafricana has never been alone. I'm very big on relationships, and one of those ships that I'm big on is mentorship.
Mhm.
I've come here, I'm here, I'm growing where I am today because of amazing people who have poured into me. And one of those is one of my mentors, late Prince Adefulu, who passed this year. Um, and he was one of the most instrumental human beings that God truly, truly put in my journey. And so when he passed, to be very honest, I do mentor people. I've been doing that since I started Bellafricana, any opportunity that I get. But I wanted to do something more official. And that's what led to Mother Hen and her chicks. Just a mentorship program where I'm able to help young people, between the ages of what, 21 to 35, to just be able to be in the right path, nudge them in the right direction, if that makes sense. Just help them be in an accountability group where they don't feel alone. I can't even begin to imagine how. I mean, I'm always very conscious anyway of the people in my circle, but not everybody has the opportunity to be conscious,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. And also being able to pay it forward is
Mhm.
something I'm very passionate about. So birthing Mother Hen and her chicks after he passed was a push to do more. And to be very honest, that was one of the major things on my vision board this year too.
Okay.
I wanted to impact more. And so it was a no-brainer. So starting the Mother Hen and Chicks was just making it official to just do more and just push myself to do more than I was already doing.
Doing.
And so it comes to me very, very easily. My husband said, it's like, I'm sure that if not, because me too, I need money, I'll probably be a philanthropist, just doing, giving my time, my money, giving everything that I got. And it's just something that just comes to me with joy. Seeing other people happy, seeing other people being impacted is something I cherish, to be honest. Yeah.
No, when you were talking like the fact that you have been doing it, but just making it official after your mentor passed,
Mhm.
it just resonates, like I said, because I am tying everything to your faith. Because when we say we love God, it's not really based on the fact that you are good at preaching it or telling people, it's based on the fact that you showcase it with the very life you live. And that is the biggest heart that I could tell that someone is actually doing what the Lord has said, because you're not really looking at everything, because you were even talking, if it was anything like being a philanthropist, helping people, the one statement that you said, seeing other people happy. You see, when you said seeing other people happy, is you're big on that, because it's that's a characteristics of the nature of Christ, because he first came that we might live again. It's it's just beautiful to see how your journey has just evolved. And another thing that I would have said is like some of those, like when you started even with Bellafricana, going back to the Bellafricana journey, because I know the journey might not have been easy. There's some challenges that must have like broken you, even though like you think of the impact that it's making.
Yeah.
What were some of those, like, let's say, some of those main trying times that broke you to an extent that you were like, because you did mention earlier that you were like, what am I doing? It's not even making me money. But what like maybe one or two challenges that was just there, like that hit you hard, and you're like, maybe it's time to just give this up, or you know.
Well, okay. There were two major ones. I don't even know how I'll say the first one, but let me see. Let me try. So one of our biggest events that we birthed during in the Bellafricana journey, something called the ACE Awards. You called it
Mhm,
earlier, which is an acronym for African Creative Exhibition and
mhm,
Award. And it was an initiative that we birthed in 2016 to celebrate creativity and innovation.
mhm.
And through that, there have been over 45 beneficiaries.
Wow.
We've also raised over 70 million naira for entrepreneurs. Yeah,
Wow.
thanks to the Nigerian Export Promotion Council, Mr. Olusegun Awolowo, and so many impacts, impact initiatives. But ASA was a major. The last edition we had was in 2021. And I remember after that edition, something had happened where I think it's just greed,
Mhm,
honestly, from some of like the beneficiaries. And there were some negative things that were being communicated about me and about the fact that they expected more money, blah, blah, blah. They thought, I had taken them. And in my head, I'm like, first of all, you are getting money that you would have never really gotten. That was one major one that really hit me because I think it was the first time in my life that and that message coming to me was not even, I would have never known if somebody did not send it to me. I
mhm,
actually got to know who was talking behind me, but it coming to light hit me, and I was like, okay, I wish I took all the money for myself because my company needs that money. I'm not even putting that money into my company. I'm giving it back to you. So that one was one hard one that really hit me hard because I went through a mental process myself,
Yeah.
trying to just reevaluate how I was feeling, how I was thinking. And it also helped me to understand that I also needed to do a lot to grow Bellafricana. Because for many years, everything that I do with Bellafricana is to help other people, as opposed to also reminding myself that Bellafricana needs to grow to be able to help people. So that's one. The second, I think, season that I know that hit me majorly was also my moving into the UK. That was more of a mental stretch for me, and God was basically preparing me for a bigger season, obviously. Um, it took me a year to get back to not filling my soul and my spirit with fear because I just kept saying things to myself about how I have to start from scratch, about how Bellafricana is a charity and Bellafricana cannot earn me money in this season that I'm in, about how I needed to look for a job instead, all of those things, and it was more of my mindset, to be very honest. So it took me a year to get through that. And as a person who's always, I know that I carry so much light. I didn't feel my light at that time. I felt like I needed a light booster. So I leaned into God more. I didn't even know what to pray about. So I'm just like, in that season, I had so much to be grateful and thankful for. So I was like, why am I feeling this way? So yeah, there's so many things that I did that took me out of being in that whole mind space. And in fact, I'm actually going to be launching something soon inspired by that season of my life, interestingly, just so I throw that out there. But yeah, to answer your questions, I think those two were the major ones.
When you were talking like that season where it hit you hard, the fact that you were doing more for people than you were doing more for your company to actually grow, just reminds us that sometimes we give, forgetting that we need to be refilled. And, just taking that break, that time to come back and just come back to God and say, you know what, I think it's time to let my inner light shine. And
Yeah.
I think I was listening to, I don't know whether you know him, is in Myron Golden. Yeah,
I
so
know.
Myron Golden said something about the determining factors and the contributing factors. And I'm like, sometimes, when life throws us those things, like, when it hits us so hard, we just remember that, oh, is this a determinant factor or a contributing factor? Should I allow the contributing factor to now be that which is, but as much as I'm saying this, I know that there's several times that, you have these things hit you so hard and you're like, it's that because you can do so much with people, yet you still have a negative comment concerning it. And you're like, but this is not something you were even entitled to. It's like what you said, it was not something that you were even supposed to get. It's not something that you deserved or you worked hard for. It was just because of the fact that we saw something good and we wanted to push you to become the best version of yourself. That was the reason. And it's just beautiful that you still, and I like to put it that grace is always available to those that, and I don't think anyone that gives actually is suffers for it, because as much as you might be hit with those circumstances, but you even thrive, like you said, God was preparing you for a bigger season that is now like that has come. So it's going to get even greater, like
Yeah,
better.
yeah, no
So it's
doubt, no doubt.
so okay. Now that you've actually touched on another part that I wanted to come in, that you said that there is something coming up that
Okay.
is so excited, because if I try to take the cat out of the bag, she would be like, it's a surprise, it's coming gradually.
I can give a teaser.
Okay, I want the teaser. That teaser is what I want for all of you listening. Please,
Okay.
please, 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 are you listening? Don't just listen. Go and look for Bellafricana. Go and look for Bukky. Find out what she does. All the things that she do. Support, 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 support. You're just not listening to her story. You're inspired by the amazing work that she does, and then you're like, oh yeah, I like what she does. Nah, nah, nah. We are not doing that here. You're listening to this. Go follow Bellafricana page on Instagram. Go look up what they do. There's also a membership as well for the Bellafricana community. For those that of you that are creatives, it's a community that would definitely help you to actually grow in your business and thrive as well. So it's not just hearing about it. If you're a creative, especially an African creative, this I think it's a God-given opportunity for you to actually harness, to actually grow even better in your creative journey. So yes. Let's go. In terms of, I'll just go back to where you talked about because we did mention about the challenges that you've overcome and how you actually overcame them. And one thing I wanted to go into is like as we're approaching the end of the conversation, like your future vision and like what are the things, because you did mention that something is coming up. Something is coming up because I know you would give us a little bit of a teaser, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Even if it's just small.
I shall.
Okay. Like, what are the few things I would say like Bellafricana? Because I know you did mention that there's so many things that are coming up for Bellafricana. What are the future things that you see Bellafricana becoming? Because I know it's already international or global already, because it's in the UK and I think in other countries as well. What are the future prospects when it comes to Bellafricana now?
Okay. It's a big vision, but one of the major things that are coming up, we do have members in different parts of the world,
Yeah.
but some of the few things that are coming before the end of the year, for example, we are looking to launch our global marketplace where our members can sell.
Wow.
Yeah, that's coming. Mm-hmm. Planning to have a soft launch before the end of November by God's will.
Yay!
Tails obviously is coming next year. New next year's edition is coming. We're exploring taking Tails to a new city. Yeah, trusting God for that.
Come to
With
Leeds, come to
Bellafricana,
Leeds.
no, not a new city in the UK, but hey, we shall see. We shall see about that. But there's just so much in store. We're hoping to expand. We're not hoping, we are trusting God, and we know that we will be able to expand our membership, cut across the global membership, which we have launched, by the way, and about to celebrate our first milestone with 20
Wow.
members, which we're grateful
Beautiful.
for. The local membership we have relaunched, and we're looking to prioritize that as we grow along. What I was going to give you a teaser on is for myself personally, which is on Bukky Asehinde. I know I do a lot of mentorship, but I also do coach. I also coach people.
Yeah.
And if I'm going to charge the value at which I would, want, it does take a lot of money, especially for the young people, young businesses that I'm very passionate about, or business owners. So I'm launching a club, and it's a coaching club where I would be able to support business owners and aspiring business owners who have ideas,
Mhm.
but they need that ginger. That's why I told you I love the name ginger. So that word ginger is part of the
They,
name.
like it's
And it is
yeah.
there. So I'll just touch on, as I said, the season that I went through where I was going through that downtime. I felt like I just needed, and sometimes it's like a sponge. Energy is a sponge. If you have
Mhm.
people in your life who are energetic, who just literally are able to shake your mindset up
Yeah.
and just help you re-believe in yourself that you got
Mhm.
this, you have what it takes. And I just want to be able to play that role in the lives of other people, to help them come out of that feeling faster than they normally would have, and just help them believe that they can do it today. So that's more or less the soul of the club that I'm looking to launch on Monday in a few days.
Yay! Just one. Wow, beautiful, beautiful,
So
beautiful,
yeah,
beautiful.
that club is coming. So stay tuned.
So,
Mm.
like, when you're listening now, you heard all of these things. I don't think that you're hearing it by coincidence. So I don't know if you're not gonna leverage it. I don't know what you're waiting for, to be honest. I don't
And
really
it's
don't
going
know.
to be very affordable.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you don't like listening to us right now, and you've heard of Bellafricana, you've heard of what is about to happen instead of launching. Like, I don't think for someone like me, I'm not gonna sleep on it. I don't think I'm gonna sleep
Nope,
on it because it's
no.
something that's gonna be um building me personally in terms of this business line, because it's important, like she said earlier, to have a community. You can't have a place because, one, in terms of your even your faith, boosting your faith, help coming around with like-minded people that will be able to build you up and guide you in this journey, because you iron sharpened iron. You can't do this journey alone. you
Oh,
you really
they
can't.
can't.
No man is an island, so you can't say, oh, I'm just waiting on God. God brings people on your way to actually help you thrive. So this is a season where you need to take these opportunities that you're hearing about in Bellafricana, because trust me, being a chick to Mother Hen herself here, like, it has been an inspiration for me in terms of my creative journey. It's something that pushes me to actually say, you know what, despite all the things that I do on the side, I need to also prioritize the talents and things that God has given me in order to be able to put it out there. So this is an
That's it.
opportunity. So, my darling Bukky, like, what would be your, like, let's say your last encouraging words to someone that is listening, that is just starting, and they say, okay, I get that. Okay, this is it, but these are the challenges I'm facing. Maybe I'm not as motivated as it is in terms of being a creative. My faith is also lingering. Like, what would be your inspirational message, or just a word of encouragement for them that are listening?
I have many words, but I'll try to give you a few.
Yeah.
So you know what? I was reflecting on one of I was about to try and look for the Bible passage, but I'm sure you can search it
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
But that Bible passage basically said that God carries my burden with me every single day.
Hmm.
Like he literally, as in it was I, I can't even believe I didn't come and proper like preach about it. I'm like, if God can feel whatever burden it is that I feel like I'm going through alone,
Mhm.
how much, as in what kind of reminder do I need every single day to know that I'm not alone on this life journey?
Hmm.
Like he can feel it.
Mhm.
So I can carry it with you, but just say, Baba God, take it. Let me do my own, you know?
Wow.
Because the lighter you are, the more freer you are. I found that when I got my energy back, when I came out through that stretching season, nothing could stop me till date. I don't let anything stop me. Like I'm so intentional with the people I surround myself with. I'm so intentional with the words that come out of my mouth. I'm so intentional with the things that I listen to. I'm so intentional to the things that I do on a daily basis because there's just a spirit that comes after your energy, and it's important that you sense them and you basically cast them away when they come dimming. So yeah, I think I'll leave you with that because I feel like everybody needs it. So
Wow. 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 Okay. Okay. Let me just take it in, because time is already right now. But one thing is,
Oh,
did you just hear that? The lighter you are, as in, okay, I'm trying to pick everything, because every word she said is a seasonal message, or a message that's going to keep you on a trajectory of excellence and progress always. The intentionality of what you listen to, what you say, what you do. Oh my God. Oh my God. Thank you. The what? Okay. Thank you so, so much. This was a
fun.
life transforming episode, and I'm so grateful. Thank you. That we truly, truly
Thanks for having
appreciate you.
me.
And I'm looking forward to having you again. I know you should. We
You're
love
going
you.
to have me again?
We
Okay.
love you. We love you. Thank you for joining us today. I believe you have been blessed by this episode. The greatest decision that you can do for yourself is journey in the family of God. And to do this, please do take this prayer out with me. Oh Lord God, I believe with all my heart in Jesus Christ, Son of the living God. I believed he died for me and God raised him from the dead.
I believe he's alive today. I confess with my mouth that Jesus Christ is the Lord of my life from this day. Through him and in his name, I have eternal life. I am born again. Thank you, Lord, for saving my soul. I'm a child of God now. Congratulations. If you've said this prayer, please do contact us on Illuminated Pathway Podcast at gmail.com, or you can just send us a message via our Instagram page. God bless you.